Hi Kalevani, good morning. Hope you are doing good. I just reviewed your CV. It's look really good. Could you please tell about yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. First of all, thanks for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Ankur Sen, and I am from Kolkata. I have completed my bachelor degree in computer engineering from PSD Engineering College. And along with my degree, I have completed a PHP course, and I belong to a nuclear family. And my strengths are I'm hardworking, self-motivating person, and I have a strong communication skill also. And my short-term goal is to get a job in a reputed company, and my long-term goal is to achieve a position like yours, where I can build my career and help the organization too. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself, ma'am.
Okay, Kalevani. So let's move on the questions. My first question is, what is a session in PHP? Could you please explain?
Yes, ma'am. So a session in PHP is a way to store information to be used across multiple pages of an entire website. The information is not stored on the user's computer, unlike cookies. In a temporary directory on the server, a file will be created by the session where registered session variables and their values are stored. This information will be available to all pages on the site during that visit. When you work with an application, you open it, do some modification, and then you close it. This is much like a session. The computer knows who you are. It knows when the application is started and ended by you. And but on the internet, the web server does not know who you are or what you do because the HTTP address does not maintain a state. This problem is solved using session variable by storing user information to be used across multiple pages. For example, username, favorite color, or mail, or password, etc. So by default, session variables will last until the user closes the browser. So session variable hold single user information and are available to all pages in one application.
Okay. So what does peer stands for?
So PEER stands for PHP Extension and Application Repository. So PEER is a framework and a repository for all the reusable PHP components. Uh, PEER provides a higher level of programming for web developers. It contains all kind of PHP code, snippets, and libraries. It also provides you with a command line interface to automatically install packages.
Okay, Kalevani. So next question is PHP a case sensitive language?
PHP can be considered as a partial case sensitive language. The variable names are completely case sensitive, but function names are not. So, also user defined functions are not case sensitive, but the rest of the language is case sensitive. For example, user defined function in PHP can be defined in lowercase, but later referred to in uppercase, and it would still function normally.
Okay. What are the different types of variables present in PHP?
Yeah, there are eight primary data types in PHP which are used to construct the variable. They are integers, doubles, boolean, null, array, string, resources. So integer means it was a whole number without a floating point. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double means double of floating point numbers. For example, 7.8 or 8.1, like decimal numbers. So Boolean means it represents two logical states, true or false. Null means null is a special type that only has one value. Null, when no value is assigned to a variable, it can be assigned with null. So array means array is named and ordered collection of similar type of data. So string means string, everything inside a double quotes or single quotes will be considered as a string. String is a sequence of characters. And resources means resources are special variable that consist of reference to resource internal and external, such as PHP database connections, and objects. Objects are an instance of class containing data and functions that are objects.
Okay, Kalevani. So, what are the rules for naming a PHP variable?
Yeah, there should be two rules that needed to be following while naming a PHP variable. A variable must start with a dollar symbol followed by the variable name. For example, dollar symbol of price equal to 100 semicolon. So where price is a variable name and dollar symbol must be needed to whenever you are declaring a variable. So variable names must begin with a letter or underscore, and a variable name can consist of letters, numbers, or underscore, but you cannot use characters like addition symbol, subtraction symbol, modulus symbol, or other symbols. So a PHP variable name cannot contain spaces, and PHP variables are case sensitive. So if you are using a capital letters whenever you are declaring a variable, at the time of using that variable, you need to use the capital letter. So it was a case sensitive. So that's it, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me about some of the advantages of PHP.
Yeah, the advantages of the PHP are PHP is not suitable for Gian code based web application. Since it is a open source, it is not secure because ASCII text files are easily available. So change or modification in the core behavior of online application is not allowed by PHP. So if we use more features of the PHP framework and tools, it will cause poor performance of online applications. So PHP features or a poor quality of handling errors. So PHP lacks debugging tools which are needed to look for warning and error. It has only few debugging tools in comparison to other programming languages.
Okay, Kalevani. So, could you please explain how can PHP and the HTML interact?
Yeah, PHP script have the ability to generate HTML, and it is possible to pass information from HTML to PHP. So PHP is a server-side scripting language, whereas HTML is a client-side language. And PHP executes on the server side and gets it result as string, objects, array, and then we use them to display its value in the HTML. This interaction helps bridge the gap between the use of best of both languages, PHP and HTML.
Okay. Could you please explain the importance of parser in PHP?
Yeah. PHP parser is a software that converts source code into code that computer can understand. And this means whatever set of instruction we give in the form of PHP code is converted in a machine readable format by the parser. So you can parse PHP code with a using the token get all of function.
Okay, Kalevani. So, next one is, could you please explain about the main types of errors?
Yeah, the three main types of error are notice, warning, and fatal. First one is notice, right? So notice are non-critical error that can occur during the execution of the script. These are not visible to the user. For example, accessing an undefined variable, something like that. This error occurred on the time. So warnings. These are more critical than notices. Warnings does not interrupt the script execution by default. These are visible to the user. For example, include a function, a file that does not exist. So at that time, it will occur as a warning. So next one is fatal error. This is the most critical error type which when occur immediately terminates the execution of the script. For example, accessing a property of a non-existent object or require of a non-existent file is acquire the fatal error. So these are the major three types of error.
Okay. What are the types of arrays supported by PHP?
Yeah, there are three main types of array that are supported in PHP. First one is indexed array. These are array that contain numerical data, data access and storage are linear. And the second one is associative array. These are array that contain strings for indexing elements. And the third one is multi-dimensional array. These are array that contain more than one index and dimension. So these are the major three types of array used in PHP.
Okay. So what are the popular frameworks in PHP? Could you please explain?
Yeah, currently we are using Laravel, and Laravel is most popular framework now. But the most popular frameworks are PHP, Codeigniter, E2, Symfony, Zen framework.
Okay, Kalivani. Is it possible to set infinite execution time in PHP?
Yeah, yes, it is possible to have an infinite execution time in PHP for a script by adding the set time limit of function to the beginning of the script. This can also be executed in the php.ini file, if not at the beginning of the script. It was possible with the help of set time limit of function.
Okay. What is the use of constructors and destructors in PHP?
Yeah, constructor are used in PHP as they allow you to pass parameter when you're creating a new project. When you're creating a new object easily. So this is used to initialize the variable for the particular object in consideration. And destructor or method used to destroy an object. Both of these are special method provided in PHP for you to perform complex procedure using a single step.
Okay. What are the some of the top content management system used in PHP?
There are many CMS that are used in PHP. The popular content management systems are WordPress, Joomla, Magneto, Drupal. These are the most popular content management systems used in PHP.
Okay. Can a form be submitted in PHP without making use of a submit button?
Yes, a form can be submitted without the explicit use of button. This is done by use of JavaScript submit of function easily.
Okay, Kalevani. So all explanations are really good. I will hand over the data to HR team. They will get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.